was announced a new board game is coming out based on the popular video game Bloodborne. And you know about Bloodborne somewhat.
If you don't know about Bloodborne, in essence, you're sort of a hunter fighting pretty much the forces of darkness. It's often compared to sort of a mixture of Dark Souls and Monster Hunter. So one of those games that punishes you very much if you sort of
calculated, tough combat kind of game. The board game is actually being designed by Eric Lang, who is a favorite of ours and recently did the XCOM game. So I wonder if that's a thing, that he's really into doing these licenses now, or if they tapped him because of that success of
Well,
that game.
it's definitely interesting. First of all, I just noticed...
This is Cool Mini or Not, by the way.
Yeah, that was the interesting. But it does say card game, I believe.
That's right, it's a card game.
So, and we have seen like Xenoshift and stuff, so it wasn't the first time Cool Mini
has done a card game, right?
I do find it very interesting. I feel like video games are becoming board games more.
Yeah, well, I guess it's an easy... They realize there's a lot of crossover between those two audiences, so... And a lot more people maybe who play video games but don't know board games as well, if they see the XCOM game or whatever.
Well, I should also say, when I say that they're crossing over, it's not just, look, it's Uncharted Uno.
Right. Actual decent attempts at... Although I want to make Uncharted Uno.
I mean, yes, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do think for a lot of them it makes sense. I mean, some of my favorite games, Uncharted for you and like Fallout for me. I mean, half the reason we love some of these games are because they have story and interesting subplot. I mean, I can't imagine how excited you would be if you heard there was like an Alan Wake choosing like.
My blood pressure just spiked up a little. Yeah, it was good. And I think part of it also is, at least part of why they're good now. Is, and I think we're going to start seeing the same thing happen with video game movies.
I actually was going to bring this exact thing up. I think I know exactly where you're going.
Okay, let's see. Is that more people who are designing board games now grew up with video games?
Yes, actually that's exactly because I watched a thing about why aren't there any good video game movies and why they start. And the thing is, like, because no one in the industry really knew video games.
Right.
And the same thing happened like with Marvel Comics. Like, we didn't really get superheroes, but when they start coming out, it's because those are the people who actually really started reading them.
Right.
Like, if you notice before I would call maybe the golden age of Marvel comic movies in DC, like the ones we have now, you ever notice that a lot, when they did do a comic book movie, it was like the Phantom Stranger, like all these really old guys, like you've never heard of, like, who died out. Because that's the ones they knew.
Yeah. Right.
So I think we are approaching that age when we're getting the people in both board game industry and movie industry that have actually played video games a lot and been like, this is great.
Which is kind of funny if you think about it, because like all those Marvel characters started like around the 50s and 60s, so there should have been people in the movie industry.
Yeah, but I think it
just
like
took a while to...
Yeah, and that peak,
Right. But it is funny. No, yeah, so I think that's a good thing. It means that like they actually respect those franchises and properties and do them a good service.
Well, yeah, and the more that I think they tie together, they sort of bring everyone up. And like I said, then we don't get just a reskin over Monopoly or Uno. We're actually going to get like something that we feel is deserving of the Fallout franchise, of the... I just realized when I say Fallout franchise, and they just released the Monopoly Fallout, so maybe not that one yet, but like
there's
like
still
Bloodborne
Mass Effect Risk and everything else Risk. So anyway, but we'll see how Bloodborne turns out. I'm sure it'll be good. The Cool Mini or Not and Eric Lang, good track record, so I'm looking forward to it.